everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to show you my January and February reading spreads of my reading journal. By the way, if you want to see my yearly reading spreads, I do have a video of that I will link in the cards up above. So this is the start of my January spread. As you can see, or at least I hope you can see, I went for a winter theme with mountains, snow, ice, all of that. On the left, I have a quote of The Witch's Heart, which I thought was very fitting to start a new year. And then on the right, of course, I just have January, so we know which month we are in. Then here, the first spread, and this is my calendar. Now, I do like having a calendar in my reading journal, but I am going to switch this up from January moving forward, or March moving forward. And that's just because I don't really like how I made this, and I have a better idea. Then here on the right, we have my booktube videos that I wanted to put out in January. So I did quite well. There are two that I didn't get to. The stats and goals of 2021 check-in video. And I'm still heartbroken that I couldn't fit this one in. And at this time, it's just too late. And then also my Raven's Shadow review. So all of the other ones you can find on my channel if you want to. Then here we have a spread that I am also going to change because this is just a little bit too busy for my taste. And then more specifically for January, this has a summer beachy vibe with the ocean and stuff like that, and it doesn't really fit winter. And then I tried to make it fit with this sweater sticker, but I don't think that I succeeded. However, I am quite proud of this little envelope for my TBR, and then this that I made myself. Then on the right we have my days read, and I am going to make this more informative from March moving forward as well. And then here I have my haul. By the way, I do also have a video for all of the books that I hauled in January and February. And then here we have my books read spread, and again I am going to change this because now it's not really informative. We have all the books that I read in the order that I finished them, which is not always the order that I started them. And then if I listen to an audiobook, which means this little thing that I drew at the end, or if I read them via another format. Because, for example, Master of Sorrows, I don't really know if I read that on an e-reader or if I read that through the physical book. Of course, now I still remember, but if I want to look through this book in years to come, I wouldn't know. So moving forward, I want to have a read spread that is more informative and has more information. And I already have a little bit of ideas because on my Discord, we have a section where you can show your art, and a couple of people have showed their read spread. So I think that I'm going to just use a little bit of their ideas and make a more informative read spread in the future. And then here we have my stats spread. I'm quite happy with this. This is something that I will keep for the months to come because it's just the most important stats, and I don't want to have a monthly stats spread that is just too elaborate, because at the end of each quarter I make a quite elaborate spread, so this is enough for just 1 month. And then here we have my favorite book spread. So this I will have to stick in a couple of months from now because I don't have a printer that prints colors, and I don't want to go to someone's house just to print one stuff. So I probably will wait until I have 6 favorite books of the month that I can print in one go. And then here we have a final quote. This is also a witchy quote, just like the first one. So this was not planned, but my January quotes are witchy, and I do think that they fit the theme quite nicely. Then here I have a list in between. If you have seen my yearly spreads, you know that I like to have lists, and I just fit them in between month spreads, because when I think of a list, I want to make it. And here we have my standalone recommendations. So I do have 2 videos out, one at the end of last year, and then one that I put out in January. So I will link those in the description box down below if you want to know more. And then we get to my February spread. So of course I tried to go with a more romantic theme with pink and hearts and stuff like that because we have Valentine's Day in February. So on the left we have a quote of The Last Queen, which is an historical fantasy, but it does have a strong romance theme as well. And this is a quote that I quite enjoyed. Then here again the calendar that I am going to change moving forward, and on the right the booktube videos that I want to put out, and I definitely need to make work of this because I'm a little bit behind, especially because I have a lot of reviews that I also want to put out this month. And I say a lot, but at least 2 or 3, so that's a lot of videos that still need to get out. Then here we have that a little bit too busy spread that I want to change in the upcoming months, but I like how it looks here more than for January, and especially this little cloud here. I think that I am going to use this a little bit more for the upcoming months. And yes, you can see that I have a lot of books that I need to read this month. Then here are the days read and the haul. And then again, the read spread that I am going to change and that I still need to fill in more. Here for the stats, I went with yellow. I think that this is too bright for this spread, which is quite calm. I should have gone with either silver or pink, but we went with yellow. We are going to stick with it. And of course, I still need to fill this one in because I can only do that at the end of the month. Then here again, the favorite book of the month that I still need to pick, but I have a strong feeling that I already know which book it is because I finished one of my all-time favorites this month. I was quite surprised that I liked it as much as I did, but that's probably going to be my favorite book of the month, unless something extraordinary happens. And then on the right, my favorite quote of my favorite book of all time, Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Merlier. This is a love monologue, so to speak, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it because it would be spoilers, but yes, it's beautiful. Go and read it, especially in this time of the month. Of the year, Valentine's Day. That's what I meant. And then here we have another random list. So on the left, the fantasy romance racks, and I do have a video for that on my channel that you can check out. And then on the right, I have the fantasy series for beginners list. I will not have a video out soon for that because I want to have enough options to make a list. But I had this idea and I decided to just put it in the journal. And now if I read a series that I think would be perfect for beginners, I can add it to this list. So those are all of my spreads for January and February. Let me know what you think of them and what your themes were for those 2 months if you do have a reading journal. And also let me know what you plan to do for the upcoming months and if you have some advice for me to make my spreads for the month a little bit better. As always, I hope that you enjoyed the video and see you next time. Bye!